The car that Dee Dee used to go to Walmart so that Gypsy Rose could sneak off and talk to Nick and participate in some role-playing activity, into which she later told that Nicholas was abusing her, which is not the case. Her mom's car. From the outside it looks like a very beautiful and peaceful environment with nature amongst it. Beautiful pink house with a blue shed. Number 2103. Here's some flowers that Dee Dee planted and a flag with Mickey Mouse, especially built for them from Habitat for Humanity. This is so beautiful. Wow. The gypsy could roll her wheelchair upstairs, which she didn't need, of which she later said in an interview or something. She said, well, I could not walk. I was so afraid of her that I didn't even stand up when I tried to shoot my mother. But then I tried to escape and ran away. Well, how do you make that fit? Being too afraid to walk, but not too afraid to shoot your mother with the BB gun. That's interesting. Some more pictures from the outside. I will skip a bit faster. You see, this is all kinda from a different angle. See, she was just watering their plants the day before. Didn't need to happen, but it did. Yes, they were watching television, just like a normal family. And the fact of the matter is that Dee Dee allowed her to watch television with her. Well, of course, Gypsy could not choose what she wanted to watch. It was all her mother. But let's take a look inside, because this is the lock of the shed. We can see that it was never forced, so she was not put in the shed by her mother because of the abuse. No, that didn't happen. This is the car of Dee Dee. I really don't think she deserved it again, but that's what Gypsy thought she deserved. Or whatever. Mickey on board. She did that for Gypsy. Do you understand this mentality of Dee Dee? It's like very twisted, yes, of course, but all of it she did for her. She wanted that Gypsy would live the best life ever. They went to Disneyland. She got branded clothing, very expensive ones, and you know, that's really bad quality, but that's alright, nothing to see there. Imagine this, because this is something that is not just a thought. It happened. The night of the crime, Nicholas Godejohn went upstairs from this point. He went up, went to the door. Gypsy opened the door, and she said, "Honey, I have the gloves. Please try to open the door gently because it is squeaky." This happened right here. Do you understand why people are mad and upset? We haven't even entered the house yet, and it's already full with trauma. It looks like Godless America, but that's not what it said. It says God bless America. Really makes you wonder, right? What's going on with the mind of Gypsy Rose? She opened the door. The night before, they were watching television together, and they were painting each other's nails. In the entire time that this nail painting activity was happening, she knew what was going to happen. Do you understand? Take a closer look to what we can find. A lot of junk. We know that Dee Dee liked to collect unnecessary stuff. Hoarding. This is in the kitchen. I wonder who ate these. These are some flakes. You know, when the morning comes, you have to have breakfast. Did she eat that? Because in her interview she said she had to try everything for the very first time. Well, interesting stuff. Dee Dee wanted to keep Gypsy small forever, which really is not a very good type of parenting if you ask me. At this point Gypsy was already 24. She said in the book, when my mother was 24 she got me, and then when I was 24 I took her life. That's what she said. Now when she opened the door for Nicholas Godejohn, he said, "Go into the bathroom and lock the door. I will knock on it so you know it's me, and then you know it is done." She then went into the bathroom. This is the exact place where all of that occurred. This is not some objective thing that I'm saying. It happened. That's why there is justice that needs to be done. There are people are grieving this death of Dee Dee, and Miss Gypsy over here is trying to become a rock star, which is not nice. This is the room of the rock star. Nicki Minaj just wrote a biography. As we can see, she got the most beautiful clothes over here, right? Very beautiful dresses, skirts, pink ones, very nice stuff. This is her room, by the way, and this is her closet from afar. That's what she wore. whenever they went to Disneyland. This is what was in the closet. Star Wars fan merchandise, some kind of game, stuffed animals up there. And this over here is her bed. Well, let's look into that a bit more closely. Her mother taught her that she is special. And yes, of course, she is, just like everybody else is special. And why the hell is she now trying to get away with it? I asked. So it's not only I'm special, it is Mama says I'm special. Well, I'm telling you, this girl has more toys and beautiful stuff than a lot of other kids who are going to look at her and be like, oh my god, I want this. I want what she had. Well, let me tell you something. This is ridiculous. It shows you very clearly that you could walk around and do stuff in the house. She was not bound to the wheelchair. Otherwise, or was her mother there playing with her with the toys, so, you know, she gave it to her in the wheelchair. It's ridiculous. She could walk freely inside her room to get this stuff. What is the function of this room? I have no idea, but it really looks like either a playroom or an old room of hers, which already clearly shows that she was allowed to walk inside the house, because this thing is to be used outside of your wheelchair, of course. She had a lot of toys, things to play with as a kid. I mean, really. Now her claim is that she could not walk inside the house. Her mother did not allow to. And if we can see, is this the case? Well, the wheelchair was here. There's not really room to go from this room to another with the wheelchair. And it's all filled with junk on the floor. Let's see. Well, the hallway seems to be fine. But then again, let's look inside her room. If you look inside her room, it is filled with junk. Well, there is some space to move with the wheelchair. But if you look at the state of the entire house, I really wonder, I mean, could she really not get up from her wheelchair? There is no one to verify, you see. We all have to just believe Gypsy, because Dee Dee is not here to defend herself. It is just what she says, you know? What does Gypsy say? That's what is. We can see there is so much junk in the house that's like it's almost impossible to move around with the wheelchair. Leave your comments. I'm really interested in other people's opinions. Consider subscribing or leaving a like. That's the best way to support my channel. Well, so what we can conclude from this thing, she has no respect for her mother, or she hasn't dealt with the trauma. Because, you know, she talks about it without any emotion at all. The way she speaks in the book, it's really sad. The amount of trash is really insane. She said in the book that her mother liked to collect stuff, and then she would take one of those bags and just go about reorganizing everything, and then when she is done, she'd put it back. There really is no order, is it? Too much stuff. Now let me tell you something. Make this not just an object thought in your mind, but this is real life. This is what happened. So she does not deserve a stage, if you ask me. She took this bottle, and then she proceeded to clean up the crime scene. That is, of course, tampering with evidence. Right here we can see wrapping paper. And since we know that she was not very social, and she had only one child, Gypsy was not that neglected. Not that she ever claimed to be. But she received presents from her mother. Well, that shows you that she loved her, actually. But love, of course, comes in the most bizarre ways. Like making your daughter ill when she isn't. Not really nice of Dee Dee to do. There's absolutely no order. You can see that they had a lot of money and a lot of time to go ahead and buy all this stuff. She has a sewing machine. Wonder if she ever used it. Normal household, you would say. Well, of course they had to wash their clothes and so forth. But due to the fact that Gypsy could not walk, she did not help her mother. Or did she? I don't know. Gypsy said she loved Harry Potter. And here you see the source of it. This is a premeditated crime. It took place on this day, but the idea came many, many years before, even the time when she tried to shoot her with a BB gun. That's what she did. And there we see her mother's room, which is her laptop. Maybe she even used it in that same evening, completely unaware of what her evil daughter was going to do. Yes, that's blood. on the computer. Was never supposed to be there, if you ask me. Maybe the nail polish that they used. We can see that Dee Dee herself needed medicine. This is from the outside again. The street. Not very much to see. Laptop, probably the one they used together as well. On which she went on Christian dating and introduced Nick into doing evil stuff in real life. In one of her appearances, I will say, she said that when she got out of prison, she needs to learn everything all over again. Well, there isn't really much changed in the time that she was in prison. It's only 7 years. Nicholas Godejohn will never get out. Very sad, sad situation. Of course, he did commit the crime, and he probably deserves his time, but he deserves a fair trial also. Very dirty. This mother loved her daughter so much that she did everything for her. You would think that that is exactly what is going on, because she makes sure that she had all the funds to give her what she wants. Dress her up in the most nice way, make sure that they are financially free, financial freedom. They could do what they want. And, you know, but is that the case? Maybe we will never know. Netflix members, they were watching Netflix movies, documentaries also. Here we can see. This is Dee Dee's laptop, clearly. Home group is D, Blancharde. It's with an E, not without an E. Everybody says that. It's without an E. Here we can see some more evidence of Gypsy's malicious intent of trying to kill her mother in the previous attempt, when she took out a BB gun. Probably out of the safe, or whatever. Was it in the safe? I don't remember. Well, it could be. Oh, well, you know what was in the safe? Money. She tried to run away 2 times. 1 time was in the arms of a pedophile. And then the story goes is that Dee Dee chained her up to the bed, so she could not do that anymore, you know? I think what we are looking at right now is that breathing machine that she did not need. But yeah, about the time she ran away. That was her first attempt to go ahead and run into him, and then Dee Dee chained her up to the bed and said, "You're not doing that. I'm not allowing you to walk into the hands of a pedophile. You know, you stay here and learn your lesson." Then she said, "Well, okay, this attempt did not work out. I will try it again." She went out of the house, and then she decided to run into the first door she came across. Mind you, it is all with the muscles she didn't have. She said she was bound to the wheelchair and was too afraid to stand up, and she like moved her legs once in a while, and that is how she preserved her muscles. See, this is the reason why I make these videos, because there's justice needs to be done for Dee Dee, don't you think? And justice for a fair trial. And because they then contacted her mother or whatnot. That was the only 2 times she tried to run away. So after that, she met someone on a Christian dating site, an evil, evil man, who introduced her to BDSM, which is not supposed to be acted out in real life. She said, "You know what? We can do it in real life." Dee Dee was a hoarder. She had so many clothes. Oh my god, that's a lot. You know, and then she just said to him, "You know what? We can do it in real life." And then he said, "No, I don't want to do it. I'm not that type of individual that's wanting to do these things." Mind you, she already has 2 attempts, at least one of them, of trying to kill her mother. The other time is not documented, but according to Nicholas, it was her attempt to take her mother's life, prior to the one with the BB gun. And Nicholas had 0 attempts of committing crime. Well, the story behind this is that, why is this missing? I will tell you. The day they run away, Gypsy took all the photographs with her, so nobody would know that she lived here. But she forgot this one. Well, you can say what you want about that. Leave a comment. And then we have another one that's of Gypsy and her. She forgot that also. And then we have some more. I don't know. What is it? What is this stuff? There is no order whatsoever. Oh, here we see Angel. It is written on a bag. And we have some more not interesting stuff. There was obviously no cleaning in the house. Well, according to Gypsy in the book, Dee Dee suffered from depression, had some bipolar disorder, for which she received benefits, but then later on in the book she said that it was not diagnosed, so you can just fill in the blank here. And then we have another picture of Gypsy with Santa, and another one here of Gypsy and Dee Dee together. As far as I can tell, we can see that this is where Gypsy Rose Blancharde laid in the bed next to her mother with the breathing machine. It's really sad. She did not deserve to live like that at all. I mean, seriously, what kid needs to go through that? Then we see another blanket here, and something else which is not interesting.